Good morning, class. This is Mr. Holliday teaching a lesson on multiplying by multiples of 10 and 100. 20 times 50 is our example. And meet the family bird, Lizzie. She's over 20 years old. She might be making some noises. Please ignore her for the moment. So, once again, how would we do this? I'm going to give everybody a minute to think about this, or maybe 30 seconds. So teachers, please pause the video for a few moments while each student pops a thumbs up once they have the answer, and then when they're thinking of their strategy of how they would solve it, once they have their strategy, put their finger up. While we're waiting for some of our more thoughtful students, we might think of another strategy, so we can put 2 fingers up if we're done with that. And then our teacher is going to let everybody call out at once just the answer. And then she or he will let everybody, or some of you, share a strategy. Thank you. Please pause now. Okay, so I'm sure the students shared different strategies that some of them were probably outright just taught you and said, you have to memorize this or else. Well, that's great that you have that, but there is a very simple way of doing it that doesn't require you to just stack them on top of each other. So let's talk about that. So maybe one of your students has already mentioned this. And there's Lizzie making her comments as usual. She thinks I'm on the phone right now. So 20 times 50. Can't really do that. That's scary, Mr. Holliday. How would I do that? I can't do that. But I know how to multiply 2 times 5, and they both numbers end in 0. Since both numbers end in 0, you have a wonderful thing that you're able to do. You're able to multiply all the digits that are on the left of a 0 that's at the very end. You can do this. You can just multiply all the other numbers. So you can multiply 2 times 5. What's 2 times 5, kids? Yeah, you're right. It's 10. Notice I didn't have to stack the 2 numbers on top of each other, which would be what we traditionally do, and then if some of us know the trick already. But this is just an easier way to do this. 2 times 5 is 10. Now, how many zeros were at the very end of each number? I got this one, and I got that one. How many is that? You're right, that's 2. Perhaps you thought the answer was 100. Well, maybe if it had just one less 0, you're right, it would be 100. But since there's 2 zeros, it's 1,000. If you don't believe us, just go ahead and stack 50 20 times, or 20 50 times, and add them, and you will have the proof that this actually works. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's try one more. There she goes again. Thinks it's a telephone call. Okay. So we have 300 times 40. Oh my goodness. How in the world? I could stack them on top of each other. And if I know the trick for that, that's great. More power to you. Yay! You're awesome. Now, for the rest of us, we're like, oh my goodness, how in the world am I going to do this? It's very easy. 3 times 4, because these zeros here are at the very end after that number. So we don't have to worry, digit. So we don't have to worry about it. And then there's this 0, and it's at the end on the right side. So no worries. So we can do what I like to call 0 elimination. We scratch it out. Oh, it's a 0 anyway. 0, 0, remove. 3 times 4. What is it? 12. Now, the zeros that were on the right side at the very end of both of these digits, and these actual value, and these are on the right hand side, no value, so we can eliminate them, but we must return them. How many zeros did we eliminate? 1, a 2, a 3. 3 zeros. What's our answer? 12,000. Yay! Kudos to you if you knew this already. You're awesome. And we're awesome too now because we get it now. Aha!